Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about module number 7. This module finishes out the material for the course. So we're going to be looking at the last of the art movements of modern art, which includes Futurism, Surrealism, and Abstract Expressionism. We cap off the semester with a documentary about this lady who buys a painting at a thrift store, and it comes out that it might be an undiscovered work by Jackson Pollock. She buys the painting for $5, and today she set the price tag at $50 million. So it's a really great documentary. I hope you enjoy it. We have our 2 journal entries and a Picasso discussion board, if I remember correctly. And then next week, all we have is the final exam and submitting the journals. So there's a little bit of flexibility as we move into next week. But as far as material goes for the exam, this will be the end of that. So join me. We're going to head over to the Canvas site. I'm going to walk you through module number 7. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. This week is going to be module 7, but I just wanted to give you a reminder that module 8 next week is a shortened week. We only have Monday through Friday to complete the final exam, submit journals 7 through 12, and also complete one of the projects here in Module 7. So just keep that in mind that Module 8 is only 5 days long, Monday through Friday. The class ends on October the 3rd. So let's go into Module number 7. I'm just going to zip through everything real quick here. The top, of course, is the video you're watching right now. And I'm just going to use the next button to move through this module. The summary of the week is just reminding you we're wrapping up the last of the modern art movements, and we also have a documentary this week. The objectives, and also for the assessments this week, we have 1 discussion board and 2 journals. My office hours, every Monday and Wednesday from 4:30 to 7. The first lecture is on Futurism. This is an art movement that brings us right into the very first World War. And then we've got our study guide. In the further exploration section for Futurism, we have our reading here. We also have the Futurist Manifesto. You can either read the manifesto here or have it read to you in this video. Either way is fine. It is a little out there. I will give you that warning. And then we've got another video on Futurism. Following that, we've got a lecture on Surrealism, not by me. We've got our study guide, which I'm not going to wait for that to load. And then the further exploration section, there's just 1 video on probably the most famous of all images in Surrealism, The Persistence of Memory by Dali. Our lecture on Abstract Expressionism, and this is where the modern art movement moves from Europe to America. This is the very first American art movement, and it really hinges the difference between the end of the modern era and the beginning of the contemporary era. So I actually teach like Abstract Expressionism in both the Survey 2 classes and in contemporary art because it's such an important art movement. After that, of course, is the study guide. And then in the further exploration section, it is important to watch this video on the Mark Rothko auction. We've also got the movie trailer for Pollock, which after the semester is over, if you have a chance to watch this film, definitely watch it. I watched it before I was into art, and I really enjoyed it. It's fantastic. And the movie was up for like Best Picture. All the major actors were up for Best Actor and Actress awards, so it's really a very, very good film. And then a little segment from the film itself. Our documentary for the week is about the lady who finds a very ugly painting at a thrift shop. She actually buys it as a joke, but it turns out that this could be an undiscovered work by Jackson Pollock. So the documentary goes about her way of authenticating the painting, and all the scientists are saying, yes, it's a Pollock, and all the art people are saying, no, it's not. So it's a really interesting debate. Following that, we've got our movie guide. I'm going to cover that shortly. For the further exploration section, I've got a video, we've got a video on Terry Horton being interviewed by a guy who randomly showed up at her yard sale, and then an article about Terry Horton as well. Following that, we've got our project, which is a Picasso drawing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take an object. In this case, it was like a cupcake. This is just a cup, and this is slices of pizza. You're not going to copy any of those, but the idea is you're going to take one object and then basically abstract it. You're going to repeat its form in a cubist format. You're going to repeat the figure several times from different angles. That's what cubism is. And we learned about Picasso and all that in the last module. I've got a video down here that will help you walk through the project. And again, it's just choosing an item, repeating the form, and also repeating parts of the form as well. And again, you can use all of these images for reference. These are all past student examples. And make sure to use color. And I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you about it. The initial drawing is due on the 28th. And the reply, make sure that's done by October the 3rd. We'll go to our journals next. We have, for this journal number 11, it's on futurism. This is why you want to read the Futurist Manifesto or have it read to you. Again, that's in the further exploration section of the futurist section. And then the painting title, Visual Synthesis of the Idea, War. And it's painted by Gino Severini in 1914, which is the year World War I begins. Come up with as many observations as you can about the painting. What objects or symbols do you see in the work? Make sure to list them. Answer the question, what does the title of the artwork mean? And answer the question, why do you think that the artist left out human presence in this painting? As you can see, it's all industrial. And for journal number 12, our final journal and the end of the module, we have our movie guide for the film. So just like the Medici film that we saw earlier, we have a list of characters first. I think these characters are a little bit more interactive than what we had in our first film, but you're definitely going to write more for people like Terry Horton than you are for Nick Carone, because he's not on the in the video very much, but this is in order of appearance. After that, we have questions. Do you think Terry's painting is authentic? Why do you think Thomas Hoving believes this is not an authentic Pollock painting? Division amongst the social classes, who is most trustworthy, some definitions, things like that. And so you'll fill this out and submit it. Again, this is everything from the film. I'm not asking you to look those characters up or anything like that. And that's all that you have to do for this module, which is a lot, I agree. But this is also our last module, the last of the material. And again, next week is a shortened week. So while you will have some flexibility, it is limited. So Friday, October 3rd is when everything has to be in and done. And I think that is everything. I will see you shortly to tell you about Module 8.